I definitely want to give my opinion, my take. I've been avoiding this for a while, but I guess now's the time to talk about it. And it's about the phrase that's known as the wall of silence. First off, I never understood why black women wouldn't want and accept the advice from black men when speaking about the relationships between black men and black women. Black women were the first to make the statements about it's a high percentage of them that are single and not married, how they're stuck to raise children by themselves. Is there such thing as a good black man? And what's the trip is they would get advice from so-called experts who were women or from their girlfriends, bitter girlfriends. I'm thinking these statements and accusations, these questions should be directed towards black men. Black men have took it upon themselves to, we took upon ourselves to give our take on these issues that black women seem to have a problem with. The problem they have is with black men. So why not go to the source of your problems and ask black men, why am I single? Why is it hard to find a good black man? Why is it when I get involved with a black man, he cheats on me? As a black man, I've seen talk shows. I've heard from other black women outside of YouTube who've expressed their concerns to other women. And at times they ask black men, like, why? In my opinion, the reason why black men want to put up the wall of silence is because black women want to hear what they want to hear and not what they need to hear from black men. It's like subconsciously they know why. The problem is they stay in denial and they know they have dirty laundry, but they don't want it brought out. It's kind of like when you was young, you kind of had a feeling that you believed that there was no such thing as a Santa Claus. But then when you asked somebody and they gave you the answer that you didn't want to hear, you was in denial mode. You didn't want to believe it at first. Now, that's how I feel like some of these black women are. It's like subconsciously they know why that they're in the situation that they are with black men. And then when they ask black men why, and they give them the answer that they don't want to hear, which is the truth, they stuck in denial mode. In my opinion, the wall of silence is very detrimental to black women who want to know why they're in positions to where they're having a hard time finding that caring, loving, loyal, promising black man. Because without the man's perspective and his advice to where, as a black woman, she can formulate in her mind what she can do to find that promising black man, then all she's left to run into are bum ass niggas, men who are not looking to be in serious relationships with them, and men of other races who are successful and would be good to their women, but because of the problems that black women fail to realize within themselves, those type of men don't want anything to do with them either. There are false propagandas that are spread about black men. Independent black Independent, successful black women who believe the reason why they're single is because they intimidate black men. They're too strong for black men. Black men choose white women because they want someone they can conquer. The reason why a majority of black women are single is because black men are in jail. They're dead. Black men make babies that don't want to take full responsibility. That's not 100% true. YouTube is the only outlet where us as black men can give our side, give our perspective. The ones that care to even talk about it, to speak on it, are the ones black women need to listen to. You may agree at times and you may disagree at times, but you should get something out of it. YouTube is the only time where black women are really hearing the brash and at times harsh criticisms that they're getting from black men. I feel black women can't take any criticism at all, and if you can't take it, how are you going to improve the relationship with the black man? If black men don't want you, what makes you think other races will? There are black women, not all, but there are those that jump the fence solely because black men didn't treat her right. Granted, there are black women who can relate more to a man that's non-black, but reality is you have black women who don't want to jump the fence and hoping to find that king that is a black man. But they fail to realize that they themselves have flaws that they need to work on. And when you have that type of black woman that listens to what is said on YouTube by black men, keep in mind, because of the feminist movement, she believes and was given the propaganda that it's black man's fault. The gender who she really needs to hear and listen are the ones who are giving the male's perspective on black relationships. If she's not listening to the black man, then how will she learn to find and keep a black man? How was she able to take into consideration that she's part of the problem as to why she can't find the right man? Some of these black women on here, not all, but some of them, they're not fully understanding the black men who are speaking and are concerned when black women make these accusations and have these questions, spit nonsense about and direct it towards black men. And some black women fail to see our point of view. As I said in my video about, people using the word hater and how when someone receives criticism, the first thing they shout out when they act inappropriately out in public, the first thing they come up with is to call that person a hater. That's what I feel that some of these black women do. The best thing they can come up with when black men give them harsh criticism, they call it black women bashing. When actually, nothing we're saying is false. Just like black women talk about black men, no one said anything about you being false with what you're saying about black men. But it's not accurate. At the same time, I accept it. And I'm not part of the statistic, but I understand. The thing that I'm seeing with black women is when we chastise and criticize them, they come with the you always talking about black women. You never say nothing positive. Well, quit fooling with black women if you don't like us, quit fooling with us. Baby girl, if I didn't care about black women, I wouldn't have made these videos about you at all. It seems like it's like, why do you have a problem with men speaking about black women's issues and how to rectify the problem? None of you black women would have a problem if black men were talking about other black men and their bullshit. Black men know there's a double standard and accountability. But for some reason, black women don't. And you know why? Because the media profits off of black women's insecurities. The churches do. They spit that propaganda that black men are to blame. And when black men say that it's not accurately true, and we tell black women that you all are accountable as well, we even try to clear up the accusations and the questions that are directed to black men, y'all still have a problem with it. All we're doing is giving our sides to the complaints that black women have been making about black men over the years. Because black men know why, and the problem is the media, they make it a one-sided issue, Black women complain about the father not being there. He's irresponsible. You hear that all the time, magazines, TVs, and we hear you, and we turn around and we're saying, well, baby girl, in order to not be in that situation, you should have just kept your legs closed, kept it on lock until you really got to know the man for who he is. You wouldn't be in the situation where you're trying to file for child support, you're trying to get full custody, you're going through all this drama with him and his current girlfriend. If you would have got to know the brother a little bit better, you wouldn't have had a child by this no good brother. That's the point that we're trying to make. But no, black women turn around. Well, black men need to be irresponsible. If they'd have kept they dick in their pants, maybe they won't have to raise a child. They won't, it's like, baby girl, no, we're not trying to blame you. We're just telling you, you're complaining, and we're just giving you our advice and our reasons so that next time this won't happen to you again, and maybe you can tell your girlfriends about this as well, so they won't be a statistic. It's like, what's the point in giving our side if you don't want to take it for what it is and teach other black women so they won't become a statistic? You have black men who want black women to just see the error in their ways. But the problem with that is black women can't take harsh criticism, and they don't see it as a double standard. Lack of accountability and not taking criticism will be few of the reasons why black men will build the wall of silence. You're not going to get the point. You don't want to get the point. You refuse to get the point. Which, truthfully speaking, black women would not benefit from it because, as I said, you have black women who still are looking for black men who will be there, and they refuse to jump ship. And the lack of hearing our perspective is not going to help them. And sometimes I feel like joining in and help build that wall because they're not trying to get it. black women, if they start to ask, why as an independent woman can I find a good black man? Why are successful black men dating outside the race? They ask these questions. And you know what my answer to that is? That's your answer, right?